Hello YouTube, and let me just say welcome to the broadcast. Today is a great day. I'm excited. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because I am going to show all of you a type of job that is guaranteed to get just about anybody in their start in light excavation and grading. You don't even have to own equipment for this type of job, and I can almost guarantee you will turn a profit. Let me show you how we do it. I would like to also ask that my true fans and patrons of this channel give me a thumbs up if the audio seems better than previous videos. I finally made enough money by making my videos for you guys to be able to buy the media mod for my GoPro, which has a speaker that faces me like now, and it also has a speaker from the other side. So when I'm doing the first person views for you guys in the excavator and I'm behind the camera, hopefully it'll pick up a lot better and it won't pick up as much background noise. If it does, I'm gonna get what is called a dead cat and it should clarify, but only you guys can tell me how much better the audio is. So drop it in the comments and let me know, good, bad, about the same. So while we sit here and wait on our loader man to get here to give us a little bit of road bond, let me just give you a quick little rundown of what we have going on. I have ladies and gentlemen messaging me, calling me all the time, wanting advice on how to get started in their own business with excavation and grading. And it really comes down to, what do you have to start with? You've got some costs to starting any business. Excavation and grading, a common misconception is that people think you have to be able to buy huge equipment. You have to be able to buy insurance to rent huge equipment. It's what are you willing to start out doing? A lot of folks are working for somebody else, running huge pieces of equipment, running huge dump trucks, and they just are ready to start their own thing up. And you have to swallow your pride a little bit and start doing some stuff on the side that you do have the capabilities to do. And sometimes people aren't gonna like hearing this, but it may start down to just whatever bagged gravel or bagged concrete or cold patch asphalt you can put into the trunk of your Kia and your shovel and Matic. It's what are you willing to start out doing, and are you willing to make those small steps and then allow your little business to grow. The job I'm going to take you to today is a job that I could do with just a pickup truck, a couple of tons of gravel, a shovel, a Matic, or a clay spade or something to loosen the ground up. And let me also say, if I did this job with just my pickup truck, bags of gravel, or a couple of buckets of road bond and hand tools, I would make more profit than I would with heavy equipment. I will go over how I would do it with hand tools, but I've served my time. I have worked by hand. I have built my way up. So I will end up doing it with a machine and of course hauling the material with my dump truck. About 8 tons, Doug. Thank you, sir. Now we're off.
Thank you, man.
The lighting of this video is going to be terrible, I know. I've got the sun coming in on me. Anyway, let me just make the point that for those of you guys and girls out there who are wanting to start a business, especially in excavation and grading, taking on really, really small jobs where you can learn to look at a project and learn your quantities, to learn what piece of equipment you need to do a job. The smaller the job is, the more margin for error you have. It seems like your margins get tighter and tighter the bigger the job goes, because one big thing going wrong on a huge job can bankrupt a huge company very quickly. So I think one thing that gave me a leg up when I started my first true business was that I specifically did bush hogging. That was almost a purely service-based income. Now in doing that, I didn't have to worry about underestimating for materials that I needed. I afforded myself an opportunity to see how fast I could work with a tractor. I did do a little bit of, you know, dirt moving and brush moving around with it, but I focused on getting experience with the machine. And then I started gradually taking bigger and bigger driveway jobs and taking on jobs that were just in total disrepair. The driveways were really muddy, and I didn't even know where gravel came from. I had to Google it. I was that naive. I finally, you know, learned it came from a quarry. Called the quarry, they got me a dump truck driver's number, and I still use the guy to this day, even though I have my own equipment. For those who are new to the channel, if you're looking to break out in your own business or even start a side hustle in excavation, grading, land clearing, demolition, you just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I cover all of that. I put it into terms as if a lot of people have no clue what it's about or the terminology, and I wish that I had had that. I wish I had had a resource like this when I was learning how to do these types of work. Driveway work in specific is excellent for you guys who are getting started, because there are a blue million property owners, not just homeowners, but property owners in any area of the world. And every one of those properties has to have some kind of an access. Most times it is constructed by a person. It's not a naturally occurring thing. Now, to do a new construction entrance, especially a road, almost always requires heavier equipment. But maintenance of those roads, driveways, accesses can be done a lot of times by basic hand tools and very little material. The second point that makes driveways and road work very convenient for somebody starting in business, one of the hardest things for somebody to do is figure out how to find their work. Where do they advertise? With driveways in specific, you can get on any main road in your area and just start driving and look for a road that's in disrepair. And you can pick and choose which driveways you think you're capable of doing or are equipped to do. One of the most common things that's super easy to fix on a gravel driveway is a clogged ditch line, especially in the fall time. You're driving up and down these roads and you look over and you see a driveway with a little cut starting in it. And especially in my area, in the mountains of North Carolina, you can almost bet that there is a blocked ditch line. And all it's going to do is take a little bit of shoveling, raking leaves out, or a backpack blower to clean the ditch out. There you go. Quick, easy money. So once you identify something like that, you just walk up to the front door, knock, and tell them that you notice that they have a clogged ditch or whatever issue you've spotted, and you ask them if for 50 bucks, would you like for me to clean your ditch line out, or 100, just depending on how big the job is. A good portion of my viewers haven't even ever used a piece of equipment. This is a true story. I have lots of people message me. They've never run a piece of equipment. They're learning from my channel, from some of my earliest, most basic videos about how to operate excavators, tractors, and such. By taking these really, really small jobs and working by hand, you will start to develop an idea of how you move dirt, how you compact it. You move it from over here where you don't need it to a place where you do need it in small amounts, and you can work slowly and methodically. Eventually, you will build your way up to a micro mini excavator or a midi excavator on up to large excavators from a shovel. So you start out with a shovel doing small jobs if that's the best that you can do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still have to work with a shovel time to time. I don't like it, but I do it. You will graduate from using a wheelbarrow to even, it's skid steer, and eventually your wheelbarrow or your bucket becomes a dump truck. You will just be able to scale up slowly. Don't try to scale up too fast. That's where people, they just try to force the business to grow, and they pour tons and tons of money into advertising that may or may not work. Those guys and gals who push their company to grow, they push, and they are buying the biggest equipment and as many employees as they can get on board and keep busy. As much work is coming in. Well, as soon as there is just a tiny little drop in the economy, it implodes. It just sucks itself in, and instead of all that stuff breaking even or maybe making a little bit of money, it starts to cost you money. All those people who aren't working, all those machines that aren't running, they start sucking up your savings, if you even have any, and then you end up back where? With nothing. You've got to be realistic. You've got to let the company, almost, for me, I've let my company grow itself. When it gets to a point to where it's just taking way too long to do something, or I'm renting and I'm spending tons of rent per month, then it's time to upgrade or make that first big purchase. Now me, I'm kind of lazy. So if you want my true advice, just as kind of a side note, I would get a deposit for the job that you're going to do. You know, even if it's a small job and you rent a little 3,000 or 4,000 pound micro mini excavator to make life easier on yourself and you don't have to break your back, that's what I would do. Get that deposit and let that money work for you. Now you guys and gals, stick around, because I promise at some point during this video I'm going to tell you exactly what I charged and what I'm getting paid to do this specific job with the equipment I'm using, but I will also tell you what I could charge if I was just fixing the smallest amount and using hand tools. And I guarantee you, if you priced it at it, almost assuredly in my area, you would get the job and you would make profit. Is it just me, or is M&M's and coffee go great together? It's like a chocolatey party and every taste bud is invited. And yes, this is a Ziploc baggie. My wife and I try to save money where we can, so instead of spending like however much the bags are at the store, we buy the gigantic family fun size bags of M&M's, and then we get these neat little snack bags, and my wife measures out 1 cup of them so I don't eat too many, and makes them for me to pack my own lunch. Penny saved is a penny earned. And a penny that I don't have to make. Alright guys, so here you are. A pretty good sized pothole. It's not huge, maybe 5 feet, 3 feet wide, and just a little bit of water in it. But people absolutely hate those things. And you know what? You're just the person to fix them. So not only is this video a little bit about business and how to get started with the bare minimum stuff, I'm gonna also go over the proper way to fix a pothole in a gravel road. Currently, it is 2020 and we are in December in the mountains of North Carolina. So everything's wet. Nothing wants to dry out. It's down in the 30s right now. You do not want to break the bottom of a pothole up when there's water in it. And to truly fix a pothole in a gravel road, you have got to break the bottom and the sides of that bowl shape up. Otherwise, it's just going to be like putting Cheerios into a bowl and punching it. Cheerios are going to fly out. Gravel is going to fly out. The fines, if there's road bond, every time somebody drives through, it splashes and the fines come out. And that's why usually in the bottom of a pothole, if it's not mud, it's just bare gravel. There's no fines, which is the grit that holds road bond together. So now, bare bones, folks, you could take your shovel and just flip this water out. Bear with me, this video is going to be valuable to those who are in the beginning stages of trying to start a business with bare minimum tools. I'm not going to use a shovel. I've served my time doing that. I'm going to use Hurricane in a backpack. it's trying to get dark on us quick, so I'm gonna have to speed things up. That worked pretty good, didn't it? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the tractor and I'm gonna put the rippers down on the box blade. And I'm just gonna rip this pothole starting at the middle, work my way all the way across, just breaking it up. I don't really want to stir it up and cause mud. Also, while I'm at it, and this is good advice for anybody who's doing gravel driveway repairs, anytime you have a big lip like this up high on the side of a driveway, just go ahead and take your loader, your box blade, and rake that off to the downhill side. That way water can drain off the road and you don't have to use as much new material to build the roadbed up to get it to drain. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, this is an Everything Attachments Extreme Severe Duty box blade, and the shanks on them are the real deal. These things are bad to the bone. They will rip up about anything. Now let's get some road bond down. So that's going to bring the roadbed way higher than it needs to be to shed water off to the sides. So the first pass I'm going to make with the box blade is straight down the middle to make it even and to cut it down a little bit. And then the next two passes, you'll see me go off to either side, and I'll drop the tires off to the sides. That way it pitches the tractor to one side or the other, and that way you'll have a crown in that road, and that way when it does rain, water's going to run off to the sides. And that, friends, is how you fix potholes in a gravel road. Now, if you were starting out with bare hand tools, what I would have used is a pickaxe or a mattock or something, just to take my time, bust up those potholes. I would have went to the quarry, got maybe 2 to 3 5-gallon buckets of road bond, filled those suckers up, pack it in with whatever car you're driving. Easy 450 bucks all day long. People hate potholes and they're willing to pay you to fix them. So hopefully you guys got something out of that. I'm sorry I didn't get to finish up on site. A guy in a tractor trailer actually tried to get up that mountain where I was working at, and it took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to get him back all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. So I just wanted to give a special thank you to my viewers and subscribers. You guys are amazing, and you've helped me grow this channel faster than the average channel grows for the number of videos. We just passed over 300 videos, and I've had a really good time making them for you. And as you know, I am monetized, so I make a little bit of money on views that I get. So every view you guys view and every time you comment, it helps me. So I just wanted to show you what I've used a little bit of that money for, and this is the GoPro Media Mod. It has a speaker system right here and on the back. I'm not sure how this works on the side, but I know for a fact I can select which speaker it uses, and I can hook up external microphones right there, and I should be able to plug a lapel mic in right there, so when we're in the excavator I can clip it on. You guys can be first person and we can fix the sound issue. I know I've had a lot of people commenting about not being able to hear me too well, especially when I'm in a machine, so I'm really hoping this helps. So all the other audio from this video, besides what I'm talking about here, was done with the media modification. So drop it in the comments, and don't think that your comment will not be read or that it will not help me, because it will. It will help me, and it will help me be a better creator for you guys. So it's really cool. Like the GoPro, this is the back of it. The GoPro just slides in here and then it closes. And it's a super cool little thing. You know, we can clip on like external lighting here, and I can clip on like external microphones. You know, they plug in here, but they have to have a place to clip in. So I'm really excited about this. You guys comment, let me know how the audio quality is. I hope it's better, and I will continue to reinvest some of the funds that we make from YouTube and being monetized to make these videos better for you. I'd say I'll always use GoPros because they're very small and they hold up. Like I haven't had trouble with a damaged GoPro. They're just really tough. I don't know how well this mod is going to hold up, but I'm hopeful. It seems really well built. And if you're a fellow YouTuber, let me know your experiences with this and which microphone works best or what types of cameras you use. But as far as my general viewers, just tell me if you got something out of this video. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of guidance, and those of you who are wanting to start in excavation grading, that you're not afraid to start with these really small jobs that are very labor intensive, because not all of us can afford to go right into it. I do encourage you guys again to get a deposit. At least then you know that the customer is serious about having you do the work, and once you've got a deposit in hand, you've got some kind of funds to work with. And depending on the deposit you can get, might depend on whether you got to use that shovel or you can just go rent a little mini excavator to make your life a lot easier, and your back will thank you. So thank you guys for watching. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. So it's 8:30. It's way past my time to put YouTube down and be done working for the day. It's time to be a family man. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're having a great day. I know I have, and a big part of that is because of you. Thanks again. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.